So we are planning to finish out the first trading week of 2026 very, very strong within the green. We absolutely crushed it today once again. We went 6 for 7, 6 wins, 1 loss. Got to give a big shout out to G Roar. He ended up going 6 for 6, a 100% success rate. Going to be showing you the trades that we ended up making towards the end of this video. First things first, we're going to get into the newly updated price action analysis, the game plan for SPY, the key levels of interest on where we're planning to trade at heading into tomorrow, the key patterns that we're looking at on the daily chart and on the 30-minute chart. I'm going to walk you through step by step key levels of interest on where we're planning to go long and buy calls, where we're planning to go short and buy puts. And I'm going to show you how to determine the overall trend, if it's going to be bullish or bearish, and also where trend reversals can occur. With that being said, it is time to prepare to trade the best setups at those prices. You guys are well aware that Fridays are known for being our absolute best trading days, and I'm also going to be giving you some stocks that I'm interested in trading heading into tomorrow, as they're going to have their zero dates expiring on Friday. So with that being said, I'm going to show you my top stock plays on Friday towards the end, along with the trades that we ended up making today. Absolutely crushing it once again with 6 wins. But first things first, we're going to get into the SPY. So in terms of the SPY, it is attempting to form higher support at a make or break and retest level with a bullish overall daily chart pattern. Then I'm going to show you the 30-minute chart pattern and explain to you what that's currently signaling for the micro price action and confirmation on the overall daily chart. So first things first, let's get into this daily chart. In terms of the daily chart, as you can see, we have a green daily candlestick, we have a red daily candlestick, we have a green trend reversal candlestick, right? And the bottoms of these daily candles are right here at this previous resistance channel. So what does this tell us? This tells us that the SPY had a breakout, a retest, and is attempting to react as support, but it's also battling with a make or break lower high here towards that 690 gap close reversal level, right? I mean, in terms of some similarities, you can see right here, it recently formed a green, red, green, and the green was placed towards some previous resistance, but this was considered higher. This is considered lower in a sense of the overall daily chart pattern. Next day, it was just make or break. So what I'm seeing with this overall daily chart pattern, I went back and I reflected throughout the daily chart history on what normally happens in a situation like this when it is placed at a break and retest. And it's signaling that the previous day low is going to be one of the most important levels to be trading at and to potentially be buying call options heading into tomorrow. You can see right here we had a very similar pattern as well. We had previous resistance right around here. This was the breakout. This was the retest, green, red, green, that trend reversal daily candlestick. Next day, it bottomed at the previous day lows, and then it ended up closing strong, right? So we're seeing multiple things that can potentially happen, but the key levels of interest, along with the 30-minute candlestick chart confirmations, are going to confirm on what it's going to be. So the daily chart is signaling multiple things that can happen, but one thing in terms of absolutely certainty on what it is confirming and signaling is the previous day lows are going to be one of the strongest, best levels to be buying call options on the overall SPY. So the previous day lows is going to be our main key level of interest. And now what I'm going to do is, since I went over the daily chart, I'm going to show you the overall 30-minute chart patterns that I'm seeing, and we're going to get into the overall key levels of interest, right? So in terms of the SPY, first things first, we're going to break down the new key levels of interest on where we're looking to really trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out all of this real quick, and then I'm going to show you our new key levels of interest on where we're planning to trade heading into tomorrow. So this is considered our best level for calls heading into tomorrow. Now, it needs to react bullish, it needs to show signs of a reversal, it needs to show signs of breaking and retesting, and it needs to hold this overall level for us to be buying calls towards this level. So in terms of the level, it's going to be the previous day lows. That came from the daily chart pattern that I had showed you. Um, so in terms of overall previous day lows, we're going to call it like right around here. We're going to give it a zone actually. So previous day lows is right here at 687.50. Now, in terms of this overall zone, we got a lot of heavy support where SPY's been bouncing as well towards 686.50 to 680.70. And then we got some key break and retest levels right here. So in terms of the previous closing price, 689.51. Previous day low, 687.50. So we'll say 688. So these are going to be our 4 levels. This is our overall zone. This is considered our make or break, hanging on a thread, trend reversal zone, where the SPY will attempt to bounce and reverse first, even if the trend was broken and it flipped bearish. But as of now, in terms of signals and confirmations, we're very interested in looking to buy in between that zone. So once we're seeing the 30-minute chart beginning to show signs of a reversal, beginning to show signs of a break and retest around this overall zone towards one of these levels, we're going to be looking to go long and sell into the overall move, right? So that is the first game plan for calls, and that is the best zones to be buying overall calls. Now, in terms of a break of trend, if a break of trend occurs, this is what would need to happen for the market to flip extremely bearish in terms of it cracking support. It would need to go below the previous day lows, 687.50, and then it needs to react to support, form lower highs, stay below 687.50, and then it has to go under 686.50. So if the market starts going below 686.50 and then it spikes back up and is forming lower highs at 687, 686.50, that means the trend is flipping bearish and the bears are gaining control and it's going to start to sell off. So if that occurred and the market reacted bearish and formed lower highs and went below 686.50, you can try a quick scalp on a put towards 687. And in terms of where it can potentially drop to, and this would actually go to our next overall range towards calls. So again, what I'm showing you is this is a break of trend situation, and then I'm going to use the 30-minute pattern later into the lesson to actually confirm the most likely outcome, right? So we're going to get into the levels in levels overall first. So in terms of this situation, if the market goes below 686.50, forms lower highs, it's flipping bearish. There's a break of the bullish trend. It's going to start to drop. Now, in terms of where it can have reversals and bounce, if that occurs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back throughout the 30-day, 30-minute chart, right? So we went over this in terms of the last overall videos, but in terms of the newly updates and best situations with this overall daily chart pattern that I'm seeing, the next level, once we go below 686.50, is going to be right here, 684 to 685 overall zone. That's your next bounce zone. And then your true best level for calls, very unlikely it drops this low tomorrow if it did flip bearish, would be right here. So if there is a break of trend, the market will be going to these overall zones. Very unlikely that it goes to the lower zone, but the next bounce zones for calls would be right in between these break and retest levels. So if the market reacts bearish, you can look for trend reversals there, and then that would be profit targets for puts if you went with puts below 686.50, right? So that's the first game plan. The first game plan was, if we're reacting bullish here, we're buying calls. If there's a break of trend and we go below here, you can try a quick scalp on puts, profit targets here, and then play calls for a trend reversal if you're getting confirmations down here. That's the first move of the overall day in terms of if we drop back down to previous day lows. Now, what we need to discuss is the previous closing price. So the market closed at 689.51. So we basically closed directly at the gap close reversal level, right? So in terms of the overall SPY, as you could see right here, in terms of the overall SPY, this is what I want to bring some awareness to. We had the gap down, and then when it closed the gap, it began to reverse, right? We explained that in last night's video, how if it does gap down, it will attempt to have a gap close reversal in a short zone towards that 690. So as of now, it's simply attempting to react as a resistance, forming lower highs, but it's also trying to form some higher support right here. So the market is sitting at a make or break level. As you can see, the previous closing price is going to be a crucial level to be trading at heading into tomorrow. because it's gonna be literally one of the best levels to be trading at. Look at all of the big moves. It's at 690. 690 reacts as a resistance, massive sell-off. 690, 688, towards previous day lows, reacts to support, massive spike, right? So what I want you to understand is we're currently at make or break, sitting at a gap close reversal point. For the market to continue to uptrend, it needs to break above 690, react to support. Otherwise, it goes back to previous day lows. It tries to bounce first. If it goes below previous day lows, then it goes bearish and sells off to this overall call zone for the reversal, right? So this is a make or break pivotal point, right? So if it breaks out and retest, you can look for a call at 690 if it has a strong breakout. If not, wait for calls towards previous day lows. That would be the game plan. And if this does break out, you can target puts in the meantime at our higher levels, 691.70 to 692.20 zone. This is a put zone. And then your true best level for puts would be 693.50. So these are going to be your best levels for puts as long as the market is staying above 688. Your best level for puts is going to be 691.70 and 693.50, right? And like I said, if this is gapping up, breaking out, consider calls at the higher level. If it's failing to react to support, reacting bearish, if you want to trade make or break, you can try it. It will try to drop 2 points to previous day lows, then it will try to reverse. And if it does go below previous day lows, then we're selling off to this lower range, and then that's where you look for a reversal on calls, right? So your main price ladder heading into tomorrow is going to be this previous day low zone right around here, 600, and here let's put extended hours on right there and zoom in on this. So your main zones for tomorrow to really consider calls, 687 to 688, right around there. And 690 is make or break level, right? If it has a strong breakout, then you could potentially look to play a break and retest, but use the best confirmations if you're buying calls at 690. And I would encourage that, it's got strong confirmations and ideally a strong breakout first, then pull back. If you're going to try to get in on the initial break, you got to be careful because it could try to drop back down to previous day lows. So look for the best confirmations if you try that, right? And 690s make or break, right? It's going to try to drop to previous day lows, then attempt the reversal. If 690 breaks and reacts to support, it goes to 692. It's going to try to drop first to 692 for a nice trade on puts, phenomenal level for puts, and then above that, another phenomenal level for puts, 693. So your final ladder, 687 to 688 call zone, make or break previous closing price, 690 make or break, 692 puts, 693.50 zone, right? One of the ways you trade the make or break level at 690, you wait for a strong break above 690. When it comes back down, if it shows signs of a reversal, make a quick scalp on calls. If 690 reacts bearish, you can try puts, but it's not the best level and you got to be a little bit careful. But if it does react bearish, it goes to 688. The true best things you can do is be meticulous when trading the previous closing price, but the true best levels are likely going to be the previous day lows and the previous day highs. And then your bonus levels for puts, very strong level for puts, 692. Another great level for puts, 693. But the most likely levels heading into tomorrow would be on previous day highs, previous day lows, kind of like range day. And then 692, if we went that high, great level for puts. 693.50 would be a little bit unusual for tomorrow, but if it does happen, another great level for puts. But I'm seeing some patterns where previous day highs could be a strong level for puts. Previous day lows could be a strong level for calls. Again, it doesn't work like that all the time in terms of, previous day highs are important, previous day lows are important, previous closing price are important. But heading into tomorrow, based off the patterns that I'm seeing in the chop and the way the market's trading and everything, they're going to be the absolute best crucial levels to be trading at tomorrow. So you need to confirm if they're reacting bullish or bearish with this overall price ladder. The levels that are more of out of range are going to be right here, 685 to 684. That's your buy zone. If the market goes below 686, it's going to sell off about 2 points. That's your buy zone, right? So a bit out of the ordinary would be if it went back here or if it went all the way up here. It's mainly going to try to stay in this range, and then within that range, you know, like ping pong, top at 690 first, bottom at 688 second, kind of like a ping pong. And then at some point, whether it's tomorrow or next week, it's got to either break below 688 or break out above 690. So we're still in that, ping pong overall channel. And you need to trade it very strategically. And one of the most strategically ways to trade the channel that we're in is to look to buy calls towards previous day lows. And if it's reacting bearish to previous day highs, you can try it. If we have a strong break above previous day highs, look for puts at 692 and then look for calls towards 690 and also 688 remaining. So that's the overall ladder. Make sure you're using confirmations and waiting for strategies to play out. On bullish overall moves, you can look for break and retest and signs of continuation, higher support. On bearish overall moves, you can look for a breakdown and retest and signs of resistance, right? And just to give you the final overall ladder, 684 to 685 zone, 687 to 688 zone, 690, 692, 693. So now I'm going to get into the 30-minute chart pattern and just see if I'm seeing, any specific patterns that are attempting to form, with the overall SPY. I'm currently what this looks like. So let's kind of zoom in here and just see if we could see any sort of like similar patterns on the overall SPY and what this looks like, right? So it recently had this nice slanted move up, crashing back down, pocketed, reversed at a break and retest level, and now it's just crunching up sideways, right? So with this overall situation where it drops, crunches up sideways, kind of similar right here. I mean, in a sense, it kind of had a nice move up, dropped, crunched up sideways. So again, that previous closing price is going to be crucial. One of the outcomes is if it continues to hold in the pre-market above the previous closing price, it's going to try to have a morning spike to 692 to 693 and then drop in between a zone. So if you're seeing the market breaking out and holding above the previous closing price, the most likely outcome would be it spikes first, then it drops later into the day. And the drop zone is 692 to 693. So into the pre-market tomorrow, you need to be watching the previous closing price. And if you're seeing, right, so let's envision that this is the previous closing price right here. If you're seeing that it's breaking above the previous closing price, it's holding a floor towards the previous closing price, and it's forming green, red, green, or green, double, red, green, showing signs of support and then beginning to break out, you're going to want to go long for a quick morning trade on calls, right? So based off of one of the patterns that I'm seeing on the 30-minute chart, if the SPY is holding above 689.50 and beginning to break above 690 and it's showing signs of higher support, right? You go long in the morning for a morning breakout, then it's going to sell off middle to end of the day. And the sell off zone, best level, 691.70 to 692. Bonus level, a bit more unusual, 693. Those are your best levels, man. 692 to 693 zone, right? Sell off expected middle of the day, beginning middle of the day to later if it has a nice morning spike above the previous closing price. That's one of the first patterns that I'm seeing on a 30-minute chart, right? So in the beginning of this video, went over the daily chart patterns. Then we kind of dissected more key levels with the daily chart and the 30-minute chart. Now we're kind of looking at the 30-minute chart to see if there's any more patterns on what we're looking for, and that should clarify things on one of the main ones, right? Now, I'm gonna quickly see here if there's anything else that I'm currently seeing on this pattern. Like I said, with the current market conditions and the slowness in the chop, it's not giving me too much to work with, but it should be another phenomenal simple day. But in terms of this pattern, let's take a look. So I'm giving it about 1 minute. Just gonna analyze this overall chart. Let's see. So again, we got this move up, this move down, slanted to the upside, move up, move down, slanted to the upside, holds previous closing price, massive spike, then sell off. Makes perfect fucking sense. Keep an eye on that for tomorrow if the confirmation is there about the previous closing price. But let's just see, right? So it kind of forms like this very sharp mountain, right? Um, and then it has that, continued sell off and then it starts chopping up, right? So chopping up. Again, if that previous closing price is breaking down and retesting, just get the fuck in on the calls, you know? I know at first I wasn't signaling that. I was signaling like just wait for a strong breakout, then if it drops back down, no, fuck that. So due to the pattern that I just saw, I want to make this very clear, and this is why you gotta watch the videos to the end. Um, if we're just holding and breaking above previous closing price, don't wait for a massive breakout. Just get in. But the key to this is timing. So give it a lot of time. Give it literally right before the market opens. If it's just holding above and forming support and begins to break out, right before the market opens, right as the market opens, go long, buy calls, hold it 1 to 2 hours, and then look for puts at our levels. That's literally the best game plan. So that's the most simplest game plan that I'm seeing. And then, of course, if previous closing price reacts bearish, then we look for calls at the previous day lows. So fucking simple. Easiest game plan to start your day. You should be green at the speed of light, right? That's why you got to watch the videos to the end. Because we go more in depth as time goes on in seeing patterns. It takes time to see this shit and confirm everything. First we kind of get a base um with overall levels, mapping out some levels, then we kind of go into the overall patterns and stuff like that. But like I said, other than that, I'm really not seeing too much. Like I said, there's really not a lot to work with. But this would be the other thing. Okay, so this is the only other thing. This is the only other one that I'm really seeing here. This is it. So this really has to do again with the previous closing price. So in terms of, yeah, okay, so it looks like it starts right about, yeah, I'd say lots of similarities right about here. So we have this sharp move up, comes down, pivots to the downside pockets, spikes, sells off, spikes, sells off, then reverses, right? So if we're just going below like 689, reacting bearish, staying below 689, is gonna try to have like a 2 point drop, then it's gonna try to reverse. And the reversal is either gonna occur towards 687, if not, then the 684. If not, then the 682. So this 689 level, if we start going below that, market's really going to try to drop 2 points, and that's a trade on puts. So your first trade is really just analyzing, is the market breaking and holding above the 689.50 previous closing price, and then it starts to go above 690. You go long, you hit the calls. If we hold here and we break above here, you just get in on the trade, make the quick scalp, it rockets to 692. Then you look for puts middle of the day. Once it starts chopping, once it starts forming the red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmation towards 692, very unlikely we go to 693, but keep your eyes on that as well. That's the true best level, but 692 could be the best level, and it's fucking phenomenal. That's the most likely outcome, right? For that situation, if it just holds above this break and retest and then breaks out, just buy fucking calls, right? So holding, 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 breaking out, breaking out, breaking out. And then again, the key with this is timing, right? So if this is happening right before and right as the market opens, you go long. Now, the only other trade idea that I'm seeing is just in terms of this market open trade. If the market is going below 689 and forming resistance and failing and struggling, do a quick scalp on puts and then wait for reversal. Be very meticulous with the reversal, right? So, in terms of the reversals, it's either going to be towards this zone or towards this zone. And that's the overall game plan. This is going to be very, very simple. We're going to absolutely crush it. With the way the market is setting up, best thing we can really do is just give it some time. Give it some time to see how we react at the previous closing price. If it's forming the higher floor and breaking out 690, we go long. If it's reacting bearish, you could try a quick scalp with the momentum on puts, and then you look for the reversals at the two main zones that I've given you. That's the overall game plans. That's the overall levels. Make sure you're using 30-minute candlestick confirmations to confirm if a level is reacting bullish or bearish. Obviously, we have strategies that we use at these levels that help confirm if it's going to be bearish or bullish. But just because a strategy is saying that something could be bullish or bearish doesn't mean it's going to react that way, which is why you got to trade the confirmation of how it reacts at the level. But in terms of strategies, breakdown and retest, bearish strategy, buy puts, 692, 693, clear as day. Break and retest above previous closing price right before market opens, go long, get in right as market's opening. If it's breaking out, go long, ride it up for the quick spike, right? Break and retest. Breakdown and retest below 689. If it reacts bearish, you could try quick scalp on puts and then reversals of a falling knife right around here, right around here, right around here. Those would be the main plays, man. So if anything with puts, if it reacts bearish and goes under here, you're likely better off just taking a quick scalp on puts here rather than waiting for it to go below 687 because it can still potentially have a reversal and it's a much lower level. So in terms of puts, the main idea that I would recommend is to actually buy put if we're going below 689 and reacting bearish, then do a quick scalp on puts rather than buying the puts if it goes below 680, 650. And then if it does go below that, just wait for the reversal on the zones for calls that I've given you, right? And you also got to understand that the previous day lows is very strong level for calls. And this key zone right here is your best level for puts if the market holds above previous closing price and reacts bullish and begins to break above this 690 level, right? Best price for puts, best price for puts. Very simple game plans, very simple. So in terms of the visual trade ideas, there was two visual patterns that I'm seeing, and they solely have to rely on the previous closing price in a slight breakout zone above the previous closing price for a break and retest, and the previous closing price in a slight breakdown and retest below the previous closing price for puts, and then the other one for calls, right? Just small like 50-cent moves in between those brackets, and the timing. So those two visual trade ideas that I've given you, the timing is crucial, and the timing is going to be literally exactly at market open. So pre-market is everything heading into tomorrow, and also it looks like the middle of the day. Pre-market and middle of the day are genuinely going to be the best times for the big moves. That's how it looks like what it's setting up. Now, before we get into the 6 wins that we had today, I'm going to show you some stocks that I have on my radar heading into tomorrow. So, on Fridays, we don't just trade SPY, we look to trade stocks as well. And the reason why is we trade 0 date options. But on the vast majority of stocks, they don't have 0 dates until Friday, right? SPY has 0 dates every single day. So, in terms of stocks that we're going to be looking to potentially trade heading into tomorrow, um, first things first, Amazon. Amazon has been on a very bullish breakout uptrend, right? So, in terms of this overall play, it's literally going to be right around here. I'm going to be keeping an eye on 245 in the previous closing price of 246. If it's holding and breaking out in between the zone, I might look for a quick scalp on Amazon for the call side, for the long side, if it's holding in between the zone. So if it's holding in between the zone, showing signs of strong support, reacting bullish in between this overall zone right here, this is where I'm going to be looking to go long if that zone reacts bullish for a break and retest heading into tomorrow. So that's what I'm looking for on Amazon. Obviously, profit targets would be right here towards that 250 mark. And that's one of the patterns that I am looking for on Amazon. But I want you to understand is it is considered bearish if the previous closing price reacts bearish, and it will try to sell off right back down here to fill the gap. So the other thing that I'll be watching for on Amazon is if it can't break and hold above the previous day highs, then what's going to happen is it's going to begin to sell off. So the other idea on this can actually be to go short. And if Amazon goes below, this right here, and it starts to react bearish, form lower highs, we might look for puts, and then it's going to sell off to fill the gap right here. And then this would be the best level for calls. Obviously, it would take much longer for it to go all the way back down. But the point is, if it starts reacting bearish towards the previous day highs and going below like I'd say like 244, right around 244, then it's going to continue to sell off. So just understand with Amazon, the previous day highs are make or break. We're looking to make a trade on it. It's a make or break type of trade. Now, Apple stock. Apple has a gap to fill right here towards this 260 mark. If you look at the daily chart, Apple stock is oversold. So I really like this play. This one, so understand the Amazon play, it's just a make or break level. Previous day highs are make or break. We're looking to make a trade on it. If it holds and breaks above, we might go long. If it reacts bearish, we might go short and short it back towards previous day lows, right? By puts. So we shall see. Just know the foundation to trade Amazon heading into tomorrow is literally previous closing price, previous day highs. Now, very interested in Apple. So in terms of Apple, you can see right here, we had a gap to fill right here. It narrowly filled the gap and it's showing signs of a reversal, right? And it's been selling off for quite some time. It's due for a little bounce and we got a gap to fill above. So it partially filled the gap. It's attempting to have a reversal and it's attempting to fill the gap above, right? And there's also a break and retest level right here, which is make or break. So with Apple, this is another situation of a make or break where 260 gap fill play. It'll try to drop first, but if it breaks and reacts bullish, we go long, look to take profits right around here. So the level that we're really eyeing on Apple is going to be 260. It's a make or break gap close reversal level. Obviously that we're showing some interest in this overall chart because Apple's been having big moves and it's a little oversold for the micro. And we got 0 to 8 options expiring on Friday. And Apple's at some key levels. You got a strong break and retest level right here. You got a strong gap right here, partially reversed. All this break and retest resistance right here, right? You can see when Apple starts to break above 260, it has some nice breakouts, right? So definitely one stock that I'm interested in trading heading into tomorrow. And in terms of here, let me just double check one more thing on Apple. So in terms of that gap down situation where it gaps down, forms the green candle, is there any signals on that? Yeah, I'm telling you, man, if Apple gaps up, it's definitely going to be a gap and go. I'm going to keep my eyes on that one for calls. Man, there's some good setups hands tomorrow. We're at some phenomenal levels. You look at this daily chart, this is a phenomenal fucking level, and you got the first green daily candlestick pattern right here. So basically, if it gaps up, we're looking to go long on Apple. Best confirmation would be a gap up on that. Tesla, a little bit oversold for the micro at a key break and retest zone. So it could be a delayed reaction where SPY actually had the same setup. If you look at what SPY recently did, and we caught the exact lows of SPY and ES during the futures hours trading session, you know, Tesla could pull a SPY. It really could. So tomorrow's going to be and next week are going to be crucial to be watching and trading Tesla. We're at a key oversold level, just like Apple. So SPY had all this resistance. It had the breakout, then it had the gap down, then it retested the previous resistance, then it began to have a reversal and exploded up to fill the gap. And it's been trying to drop ever since it filled that gap. Like I had brought awareness to within the video to look to go short and buy puts towards that 690. So anyways, if you look at Tesla, this is what we call a delayed reaction. Tesla has formed the same pattern as SPY, except it hasn't recovered yet. And it is showing signals of a potential reversal because it's at a key crucial level where it's supposed to attempt to have a reversal and it's been holding for days, right? You got a green, double red, green on Tesla, and you got this floor, this foundation for multiple days at this previous break and retest level. And there's a gap that's waiting to fill above at 475. So we're going to be watching Tesla for day trades heading into tomorrow. Also, even though it's not going to be 0 dates heading into next week, early into the week, we will be watching to make some options trades on Tesla because this is showing signs of an oversold reversal. If it continues to hold this overall range and if it begins to break above some key resistance, right? So in terms of the break and retest levels that we're going to be watching, this would be the main level, man. It's as simple as this. We'll look to go long on Tesla once it breaks above this level right. Once it starts breaking and holding above this level right here. This 438 to 437. This is key. Look at this zone. This is a big move zone. When a zone reacts to support, massive spike, right? So if it's showing signs of a floor, breaking on retesting, green bullish 30-minute candles confirmations, we're looking for a massive spike. And you see this is the play. So take a look at this, man. This is so key. Look at this play. You see how Tesla is holding some resistance right here, and then it breaks above the resistance. Once it begins to hold this zone and has a nice little breakout, so our breakout zone would actually be right here towards 640, right? So once Tesla begins to, and again, we're going to be watching this for tomorrow. We're also going to be watching this in next week. This is a phenomenal trade idea. Use this trade idea. You absolutely banked. You absolutely bank. All you got to do is wait for Tesla to start holding above this zone. And when it begins to break above the zone, form higher support, break above this level, you're going to go long. And what it's going to do is, you see how there's a gap to fill on Tesla right here, and the gap is sitting at 454. And you see how you got a lower gap waiting to fill right here at 451. And then you also got a gap right here at 475, right? So SPY just did the same thing. SPY had a break and retest. It came back down to reverse at the gaps. As you can see, Tesla is attempting to reverse at a gap. There was a gap to fill right down here at 430. You know, it filled this gap at 430. It formed a double bottom, and it's been reversing ever since, and it's been forming higher support at this gap that it filled today. So once we get the break above 440, we're all going long, and we're going to play for the gap fill play, right? Last time it sat above this zone and started to break out, it quickly exploded up to fill the gap, right? And you got a higher gap waiting to fill above. We'll take it one step at a time. But look, Tesla is actually considered one of the #1 trade ideas, man. What a phenomenal and beautiful play, man. You got two gaps waiting to fill above. SPY recently did the same thing where it hit those previous resistance levels, had the break, had the retest, began to show signs of a bottom. You know, what you got to understand is Tesla just can't keep sitting down here. You know, it has to bounce, it has to reverse. And we finally got a green daily candlestick. We got a green double red green, very bullish overall pattern. We got signs that it's already beginning to reverse at the gap. We had a gap right here. It's reversing at the gap. It's trying to form higher support. All we need is a break above this, hold above this, and then we look to go long, ride it up for the gap fill play. Tesla is one of the #1 setups, and this genuinely can be, and it should and will be, a delayed reaction with SPY, where the same pattern on SPY recently occurred, and now we have Tesla in the same situation as SPY, except Tesla is behind. It hasn't recovered yet, right? But it's the same fucking pattern. So once we start breaking above 440, we're all looking to go long, buy calls. That is actually my #1, especially for beginners. I would say that's my #1 trade idea on stocks. All you got to do is just wait for it to show signs of bullishness in holding a floor above like 439, and it breaks above 440, just go long and sell into the gap right here, 446 to 450. That's fucking it. And then we'll take the next trade from there, wait for the next one. So Tesla, for beginners and best strategies, that's the #1 fucking play. For those of you who stayed to the end of this video, you truly got rewarded with absolute best setup, best price. What I'm giving you is the #1 setup. That's the #1 setup in the market, man. Everyone needs to just literally listen to what the fuck I said and take action, and you'll be banking, and you'll say losing is a personal choice. And then you say, wait a second, I took this game plan and I banked on it. And all of a sudden, if you want to join Team Roar, it's now free to join because you took action as a self-sufficient trader, made a trade based off the game plan, based off the curriculum, and absolutely crushed it using that information, using your skill set. And then if you want to invest some of that profit inside of Team Roar and continue to level up and get the best trades, you now have that opportunity, and you got in literally for free in a way by simply taking action on a trade idea that has high probabilities of working out. So like I said, man, literally best idea. I saved it till the end. Break above 440, get the fuck in, go long, make your profits, use some of your profits, join Team Roar, you'll make more profits, and you'll see if trading's really for you. So those are the best plays. I don't think anything's going to be able to top the Tesla play in terms of the stock plays, in terms of strategies and simplicity. I would say, you know, looking at everything I looked at, yeah, I'm extremely confident in that one. That's going to be the #1. And now let's go into the trades, man. So in terms of the overall trades, let's get into this. Like I said, we've been green all week. This has been an absolutely amazing start to the overall 2026. Every single day has been a massive green day for us. Losing is genuinely a personal choice, and it's your choice if you want to invest into yourself. Just to show you in terms of what you're getting access to inside of Team Roar, you're gaining access to a real-time zero-date options trade alert system, right? So this is January 8th. This is market open. This is the first trade. Let's buy 685 SPY puts for 33 cents, right? So in terms of those puts, as you can see, puts up 22 cents. They printed at the speed of light. This is all learned in real time. Look at how fast the trades go up. So right here, 9:36 a.m., they're at 33 cents. 9:38 a.m., they dropped. They were down 28 cents. And then look, add, triple the position size, right? If you triple the position size, you're going to triple your gains when the trades are right. And if you focus on adding to winners and setting profit stops, it's impossible to go green to red, even though you're adding and increasing your position size. So the trade went from 33 cents all the way to 58 cents, right? So nearly 100% return. And you tripled your position size, which tripled your gains. So first morning trade, green as usual. We typically start off with our first trades to be massive greens, literally making it impossible for anyone to go green to red if they just listen and take the trades, because typically we start our days in the fucking green. And if not, we make it all back and more with the Power Hour SPX extravaganza YOLOs. So that was your first trade. Everybody killed it. Everybody banked. The puts printed. Look at this. 9:39 a.m. The puts were at 21 cents, right? Look, they go straight to 60 cents. You see how fast that happens? Look at how fast money is made. 9:39 a.m. puts are at 21 cents. We're down 40%. Then they go to 58 cents. We don't use stop losses. The most we put in is our max risk per trade. The most you lose is what you put in, your max risk per trade. Same way someone uses a stop loss and they get stopped out, right? They can't hold their trade. What do they lose? Their max risk per trade. Well, when you trade 0 to 8 options, these are cheap, low risk trades where the most you put in, and you can get started with just one contract, right? Typically recommend trading 2 contracts. But you can get started with one. And in terms of the returns, it varies. On each trade, 100, 200%. Power Hour YOLOs could be 300, 500% to 1,000% plus. Just yesterday, we had a 1,000% return. Last week, we had two or three trades where they were 1,000% return each. You're going to see this is the best system on the fucking planet because we trade the trend. We don't use stop losses. If the trade doesn't work out, the most we lose is our max risk per trade, 100% loser, the most you put into the trade, right? The most we make is unlimited profit potential. The wins are always bigger than the L's percentage wise, and also because we add to the winners, which doubles the triple the gains, and we don't add to the losers. And the way you add to a winner successfully is by setting a profit stop. That way you don't go green to red after you add to a winner. But if you add to losers, you can bury yourself in a bigger loss because the contract can expire worthless and goes to zero. And all of a sudden, you're risking those extra R multiples rather than not putting yourself in a safe situation where you're already green and you're adding because it's looking like it's going to go a lot higher, right? Where most people sell, we're adding. Where most people are analyzing, we're getting in. It's the best setups at the best absolute prices. It's the best real-time 0 to 8 options trade you're ever going to see in terms of the alert system, right? So that's what we do. This is trade number 2 at 1:04 p.m., right? So you could see a couple hours later, the second trade was made. 689 SPY puts for 37 cents a contract. 38 cents, 44 cents, 45 cents, 46 cents. Add. Most people take percentage gains at 15, 20, 30% when they trade options. When we're up that much, we're adding to double to triple the gains. And we're setting profit stops to ensure that what we're adding, every time we add, it's like an R multiple. You put in one R multiple, your max risk per trade. Could be 1 to 3% of your account. And then when you add, you could put in another one. And then if you add again, you could put in another one. But you're not risking those extra adds because you're setting a profit stop to ensure that you don't go green to red. Sometimes you get profit stopped out quicker if it doesn't go straight up. Sometimes when it goes straight up, you don't get profit stopped out and it just keeps on going up. Then you either sell it or move your profit stop up higher to ensure that you don't get back the bulk of your gains. So 689 SPY puts for 37 cents a contract. Add. And then as you can see, this went from 37 cents all the way to 98 cents. That's another 200% win. And we're adding to the wins, which is doubling to triple the gains. So who do you know is putting you in trades that are going up 200% like that at the speed of fucking light, winning nonstop? 2 out of 2, 100% success rate. You really got to ask yourself, why come other traders, why come other groups don't have a real-time 0 to 8 options trading alert system? It's the absolute best trading system within the market. Why are they going deep in the money? Why are they trading stocks? Anyone knows if you want to make money trading, you got to buy something that's cheap, low risk, with the biggest percentage gains. And you got to add to the winners, never use stop losses, and put in your max risk per the trade so the most you risk is what you put into the trade, right? And if you trade the trend and don't use a stop loss, with foreign money option contracts, you're going to see vast majority of the time we're right about the trend. When trades drop 50% plus, we hold them. 7 out of 10 times they come back to life and go green. This is a style of trading that nobody is doing, including you, including other people you may watch, including other traders. Nobody's doing this type of trading. Nobody has mastered 0 to 8 options the way we've mastered them. Nobody has built a trading system where you don't use stop losses, put in your max risk per trade into the trades, trade the trend, trade options both ways. Dude, we've eliminated everything. We've eliminated the need to have a high win rate, but we still have them because we're the absolute best at fucking doing this, as we should have a high win rate if we're the absolute best. Not that we need it, because the wins are so much bigger than the L's percentage-wise, and also because we add to the winners. It's like, dude, we broke the matrix. No other group on the planet is winning this much, winning this consistent. Do you think it's by accident that nobody in our group leaves? Rarely anybody leaves the group. It's a very, very rare occurrence. And when people leave, they don't even tell us why they're leaving. Every once in a while, they might tell us, they might say something like, oh, this is not for me right now. Oh, I got to focus on doing something else or whatever the fuck. Typically, they're not traders. They're not in this full fucking time to kill it every single fucking day. That's typically the reason to leave. They realize, dude, I got other shit going on, or this is just not for me right now, or maybe training's not for them, or maybe they're just not fucking traders. This ain't a group for dabblers. This is a group for people who go all fucking in and trade, and win non fucking stop. Is a group of winners. So, this is the third trade. As you can see, 1:58 p.m. after having two very massive wins. The first one was 100%, the second one was 200%, and we added to the winners, which doubles triples the gains. 6925 SPX calls for 210 cents. As you can see, these SPX calls for 210 cents. Let's take a look. 290 cents. That's a 50% return. There you go. Every single trade goes green. If every single trade is going green and going up 50% at the speed of light, whether it drops first, how could anyone be red? How could anyone lose money if the trades just keep on going up and up and up? How could anyone be red? How could anyone be green to red? It's like, dude, if you're not a real trader, if you're fucking broke, don't fucking trade. If trades are going up 30, 40, 50% at the speed of light, how could someone be red? If the trades are down 50% and then they go up 50%, how could someone be red? It's like, dude, losing's a personal choice. Even when we're losing, it's unrealized because we trade the trend and we hold with the trend, and the trade comes back to life if we didn't time it accurately and we still print. It's like, dude, we got all the motherfucking options, all the systems on the fucking planet. Look at the fourth trade. 690 SPY calls for 23 cents. 689 SPY calls for 44 cents. You got two trades on calls right here, right? Look at this. 4 or 5, two trades. 4th, 5th trade. Add. Look at the fucking results. 690 calls went to 40 cents. You seen this, man? We're in on this trade at 23 cents. It drops to 11 cents. Dude, we just had 3 massive wins in a row. And then you got these fucking emojis. You got emojis of people fucking reacting, losing their fucking shit after 3 massive fucking wins. Dude, they're probably thinking, dude, I'm not used to losing. I'm not used to having L's, dude. What the fuck are you doing? They're probably thinking that. It's like, dude, we got people fucking somehow, some way, they're fucking crying, stressing. But then you got the real one, the fucking A ones. They're patient. They know the shit's gonna come back to life. It's like, dude, for the people who've been in here for years and years and years with this real-time documented track record, that's the absolute best fucking trading alert system on the fucking planet that you can't gain access to anywhere. Like, people know if you hold the trades, this shit comes back to life. These contracts went from 23 cents to worthless. We held them and they went up 100%. How can someone lose money if they just held the trades and they keep coming back to life and going fucking green? And if they did ever lose and let the contract expire worthless and goes to zero because it never printed, they never got profit stopped out, they didn't sell for profit. If they did fucking lose, how the fuck could they lose a lot? The most you put in is your max risk per trade. Look at this. 690 calls for 23 cents. 689 calls for 44 cents. And we're adding. Look, 690 calls, we were in at 23 cents. The shit went to 7 cents. I told you. 7 out of 10 times we enter a trade that goes down 50% plus. It comes back to life and goes green. We was in right here at the tip of the top of the fucking mountain at 23 cents. When this shit went to 7 cents, oh, fucking people were down. People were fucking probably bitching, whining, complaining. Dude, this shit went from 7 cents all the way to 39 cents. And as it was dropping, instead of adding to the loser, what did we do? We stuck to the original side of the trade as this dropped 70 fucking percent. And we bought another strike that was closer to in the money after the pullback. And this one was towards the exact lows. Dude, we have so many options to win. Even when we're losing, we're winning. and we can buy another strike as that trade is down instead of adding into the loser, buy the second strike at the exact lows because we didn't time the first one 100% accurately. And we're not going to add to L's, but we'll hold them because they come back to life. And then we'll get an even bigger win. I'm sitting here saying, dude, we got a system where we're actually making more money when we're entering trades that are down, because the trades that are down come back to life and they go green. And then as they're dropping, we wait for another play, and then that one's at the exact lows. What do you want? You want one win at the exact lows? Or do you want one win, not at the exact lows, and then another win at the exact lows? Me personally, I want more wins. I'll take all the wins. I'm sitting here saying, dude, if you can give me a great trade that's going to win, I'll take it. And then if you can give me another trade after that, that's at the exact lows, I'll take that one too, instead of just taking one at the exact lows. Because me personally, I'm someone who wants unlimited winning. I want unlimited compounding. I want unlimited results. I don't just want the trade at the lows. No. I want every fucking thing. Do you understand? This is 2026. We're here to take every fucking thing. Who took it? We took it all. Oh, dude, that group over there, they took everything. They took all the business. They took all the members. They took every fucking thing on the fucking planet. Why? Because they're the absolute fucking best. Because they fucking deserve it. Because they were put here to fucking conquer and to show everyone that they're the absolute fucking best traders on the fucking planet. You can't name a single other group on this fucking planet who gives you the best game plans in the market, the best levels, the best curriculum, who simplifies trading and gives you access to the best real-time zero-day trading option alert system on the fucking planet. You know? You can join the group. You can look at our track record. You could trade with us in real time. When the market's closed, you can plug in the track record, on-demand, thinkorswim. You can see everything's real time. Everything's documented for years. And then you start wondering, like, dude, why come other groups don't have this? Why come other traders don't have this? And then all of a sudden, it completely separates us from everyone else. We're the motherfuckers at the top, the real fucking traders, helping everyone fucking bank at the speed of light. And then everyone fucking else, all of a sudden, it's like, dude, they're not even traders. You call that trading? That's what you call fucking trading? Well, this is what trading is to us. This is what it looks like to us, to the absolute best. You know, other people, they get in, they get out. Dude, the way most people trade, unless the person's absolute rich, they shouldn't even be in the fucking group. They really shouldn't. Unless the person's just absolute rich and they want to make small wins. Because I'm telling you, man, big wins, cheap, low risk, unlimited winning. Like, dude, most people, they just get in, they get out, they trade stocks. They don't even trade options. If they trade options, they go in the money, they make smaller wins. Like, dude, we're trading far the money options, selling deep in the money, win every single fucking time. You can't name another group on this fucking planet who wins this much, this consistent, trading the hardest, the toughest asset class in the market. You know how good you have to be to trade zero-day options? You got to understand all the fucking Greeks. You got to time shit right. You got to create fucking systems. Dude, we're down on a play 50%. We have a system where we hold it, it turns into a winner, and then we buy another strike, and that one's at the exact lows. So if this one's not at the exact lows, this one is, and both of them are wins. What do you want? You want one win at the exact lows, or do you want one win, not at the exact lows, and then another win at the exact lows? Dude, I'll take two wins. In this trade, not at the exact lows is 100% win. It's outperformed. Our trades that are dropping, put perspective. Our trades that are dropping 70% aren't getting stopped out because the most we put into our trade is our max risk per trade. Other traders get stopped out, lose a max risk per trade, and then their trades come back to life, but they're not green because they got stopped out. And then we have this system as well where if we are down on a play, we buy a second strike, it's at the exact lows, and then we add to the winners. I'm sitting here saying, dude, nobody trades like this. Nobody fucking does this. You join our group, you're going to question every fucking trader, every fucking group out there. You'll question yourself. You'll be like, dude, why haven't I been doing this for fucking ever? Why come no one else is teaching this? Why come no one else has this system? Why is it that our group is the only group that has this system? Why is it that you can't find this anywhere else? We're the absolute best. You understand? You come in contact with us, you're going to quickly figure out, wait a second, these guys are the absolute best. Nobody's winning this much, this consistent, this big. It's like, dude, we give people the opportunity to join the group we give people the opportunity to make money before they even join the group. We give them the game plan, the levels, the curriculum. We say, look, these levels work. This curriculum works. If you can't make money using this information, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And don't join a group. Stay the fuck away from the group. But if you use our levels, you use our curriculum, you use our game plan, you're self-sufficient, you're making money, get the fuck in here and make more money. and gain access to the best fucking trades, the best strikes, the biggest percentage gains, the cheapest, lowest risk system on the fucking market. You understand? This group ain't for no fucking brokies. We ain't looking for people who ain't gonna take action, who don't have skin in the game, who are not fucking traders. Team War is not for everyone. If you're broke, stay the fuck away from us. Go join a broke group who doesn't fucking trade and just educates all day. Go join the brokies. It's like, dude, this group fucks. This group wins. This group prints. And we give you the opportunity to join to see if we're the real deal. We give you the levels, we give you the game plans. We say, look, this shit works. Do this. You'll make money. Join the group. If not, then don't join the group. It's as simple as that. Fuck. It's unlimited winning. It's unlimited fucking printing, dude. Look at the fucking trades, dude. Fucking 689 calls, 35 cents to 112 cents. Dude, we bought that shit at the exact lows. People were fucking you got, this is the two sides of the coin. You got the people, dude, after fucking 3 massive wins, the fucking audacity to drop this emoji. 3 massive wins and they're dropping this emoji. And then you got the fucking real ones with the calm, meditation, hold, peace emoji, right? Two sides of the fucking trade, dude. Fucking traders. Some people are so fucking emotional, so fucking degenerate. Like, dude, 3 massive wins and a trade drops 50% and people are stressing. The fuck? It was only 23 cents. It went up 100%. We banked. And then that drop gave us the opportunity to make more money. That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, people don't know what the fuck they're doing and just like go off their emotions and shit and don't trust the system. Like, they're fucked. They're absolutely fucked. Like, dude, we're entering trades where we're actually hoping they drop because we're sitting here saying, like, dude, if this trade drops at this specific time, there's going to be an opportunity to enter a trade similar to this that's going to go up a lot more and the other one will print. I'm entering trades where I'm hoping I'm losing because I know the trade's going to win either ways and it's a great deal and I ain't passing up on that great deal. But if it ends up losing first, it's going to create a better opportunity for a bigger reward. And then we add to the wins and both of the trades print anyways. There's certain trades that we take that we hope the timing's off because it gives us bigger opportunities to enter better trades with the overall trend. And all the trades print regardless. That's the beauty and power of trading the trend and trading 0 to 8 options. All those strikes give you options to knock the fucking options market out the fucking park with all your fucking gains. Look at this shit, man. Adding in the exact lows. The exact lows. Ain't that fucking crazy, man? 689 spy calls for 44 cents. Add. Shit goes all the way to fucking 112. There's another 200% return. There's another 100% return. Add up all the percentage returns. You can't name a single other fucking trader, a single other secure private organization out there on this fucking planet who's winning this much. I genuinely do question anyone who's a real fucking trader who doesn't join our group. I really do, because I'm sitting here saying, like, dude, don't these motherfuckers want to make money and get rich and gain access to the best trades? Like, I'm also genuinely questioning people who leave the group. I'm like, dude, is trading just not for them? Like, I guess they found their answer. Maybe trading's just not for them. Like, fuck, we're winning so much. Some people can't even face or accept how much we're fucking winning. They can't even fucking believe it. It's like, dude, we're winning so much. If someone who thinks they're good at trading comes in contact with us, they're gonna be like, dude, what the fuck are those guys doing? Why can't I trade the way how they trade? Why can't I do 0 to 8 options the way that they fucking do it? Like, this shit's fucking cracked. I told you we cracked the whole fucking code, dude. Look at this. 6 win. 6 fucking win. 6 925 SPX calls for 80 cents. Shit goes to 125 cents. 80 cents to 125 cents. You're looking at a 35% return. That's 6 for 6, 100% success rate. And the winning is going to continue tomorrow. So I'm going to leave it off at that. For those of you who are serious about getting access to the best real-time 0 to 8 options trading alert system on the market, we have it. We've secured it. It's the absolute best. If there's one thing I can promise you, is you will not find a better trading alert system than this. If that's what you're looking for, if that's what you want, is the best trades in the market and the best trading alert systems, not just buy and sell alerts, but a system, trade the trend, 0 to 8 options asset class, add to winners, set profit stops, don't go green to red as you're adding to winners, and don't add to losers, hold the losers. 7 out of 10 times they come back to life. When they expire worthless, the most you lose is what you lose on a trade that you would have been stopped out on, except we don't use stop losses. You just put in your max risk per trade into the trades. And as you can see, there was 2 trades where you would have made 200% and you added to the winners, which is a fuck ton of gains. And then there was multiple trades where you would have made 100%. And then there was only one small win of 35%. One of the 100% wins was down 70%. What other group is outperforming traders on trades that go down 70% and not getting stopped out? What other group is creating bigger success by entering trades that goes down 70%? Do you understand? When we are losing on a trade, it makes us more successful because the loss comes back to life and it turns into a win, and then we add to the wins. And then as we're losing, instead of adding to the loser, we buy the next one towards the exact lows, and they're both winners. What do you want? You want one win at the exact lows, or do you want one win at a good price and bank on it, and then the next win at the exact lows? Me, I want two wins. Two wins, more money, less problems. Less problems, better life. Unlimited winning, unlimited printing. You know? I'm sitting here saying, dude, our losses are outperforming people's wins. Our losses are responsible for making people fucking rich because it gives us opportunity to enter a better trade in both of the trades printed. All of a sudden, one loss down 70% turns into another trade and opportunity where we get at the exact lows, which is a massive win, and it turns that other loss, once it comes back to life, into a win. All of a sudden, what started out with a loss turned into two wins, except one of the wins was massive at the exact fucking lows. Shout out to the loss. And shout out to the loss for giving us that extra win. So even when we lose, we don't lose. Do you understand we can't lose? There's no way we can lose. Team Roar cannot lose. Roar is here to win. We're here to win. We're here to profit. We're here to abundance. We're here to level everyone fucking up. We're here to show motherfuckers we're the best. Oh, you think they trade? You think they're good at trading? Look at our trades. Look at our system. Why come other traders don't have a real-time documented track record? It's all real time. It's unlimited print, it's unlimited printing, it's unlimited winning. In our community, it's the same faces, the same members who've been here for years. You really got to question yourself two things. Why wouldn't someone join and why would someone leave? You know? What separates the people who join and stay from the people who don't join or from the people who do join and leave? What separates the best from everyone fucking else, man? Like, this shit's crazy, dude. People can literally go back. These are the best trades available in the market. And they could see this has been going on for years, nonstop. It's unlimited winning. It's unlimited printing. It's the best real-time zero-day option trading alert system. You know, people could try to decode this. People could create their own systems out of this fucking systems, dude. We got all eyes on us. With the amount of winning that we have many, many groups and many, many people who are watching us nonstop, watching every little fucking move that we fucking make. Because everybody knows nobody can name a better trader, a better trade and alert system than Team Roar. It does not exist. You cannot find a better real-time zero-day options trade and alert system on the fucking market. And since nobody can name a better system out there that has such a high win rate and a cheap, low risk way where it's unlimited winning, unlimited printing in a group that stays with them and never leaves, it really puts the spotlight on us. It puts all eyes on us. And typically not in the best ways, you know? People, they don't fucking people don't give us praise. People don't give us compliments and shit like that. People are silently watching us every single day. We have people watching us in silence, watching our every single move. Some people in high positions, some people in very important positions within the market in spots like that. You know, we got some big groups, some big people that are watching us every move. They're just watching. They're watching and watching and watching. And all we're doing is printing. We're printing at the speed of light. We're sitting here saying, dude, the money printer don't stop. It's unlimited winning, it's unlimited printing, it's unlimited fucking. If you want unlimited fucking winning, you know where to go. This group wins. This group prints. If anyone's read by the end of this week, I'd strongly recommend looking into the mirror over the weekend and really asking yourself, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, what the fuck are people doing? If someone's read in the group this week, it's either not for them and trading's not for them and they should get the fuck out of the group, or they genuinely need to give this a real shot and reevaluate every fucking thing that they're doing. Because I'm sitting here saying, like, dude, with the amount of wins that we're having, it's ridiculous. The consistency, the amount, the gains, percentage wise, the adding, it's like, dude, a loss couldn't hold a candle to us. Do you understand? A loss couldn't hold a candle to us. If there ever is an L, if there ever is a loss, it's like, dude, that's just the process to get the bigger win. That's just trading. We're here to trade. What the fuck you mean losses? You had a loss? The fuck? Keep on trading. Keep on winning. Keep on printing. If you're broke, don't trade. If you go green to red, stay red and get the fuck out the group. There's no excuses. There's no excuses, man. If you're incompetent, don't trade. It's as simple as that. It's like, dude, this is 2026. Y'all motherfuckers are gonna get left behind if you're not in a secured private organization who's winning 24 fucking 7. All we do is win. All we do is print. Nobody on the fucking planet is winning this much and this big. Who prints like us? Absolutely nobody. Nobody fucking prints like us. And that's not by accident. There's reasons for that. And we're the absolute best. So it's the first link down below within the description if you would like to join us. If not, well, you can continue to use the game plans. You can continue to be self-sufficient with the game plans in print. But every single day, you'll be missing out on the absolute best real-time zero-date options train alert system, best trades in the market every single day, printing non-stop. Every trade we make with just 1 to 2 contracts can make you back the cost of the monthly subscription. Every single week, we have 2 to 3 trades where you can make a 1000% return. And we give you the game plans and the levels and the curriculums to make money before you join a group. So at the end of the day, losing is a personal choice. If you're serious about investing into yourself and gaining access to the best trade alert system in the market and surrounding yourself with a community who's mastering this overall system, train alongside it, ask questions, trade alongside us, it's the first link down below within the description. If you join on tomorrow before the market opens, oh man, you're gonna fucking love us, dude. Fridays, we go off like fucking crazy. We take weekends very personal. We do not like having days off, but unfortunately, in terms of zero-date options, they're not open Saturday and Sunday as of now. So we fucking fire off and we go off to the absolute peak on fucking Fridays. Get the fuck in here and start printing. Let's make 2026 your absolute best trading year. I will see you on the other side. Break on through.